So Jerry and I are out for a drive this morning, June 2nd. We are currently in Arkansas. We've been here visiting family and our grandson. And so we just drove over this old bridge here. Kind of made me a little nervous. As you can see, it's had better days. I noticed as we was going across, some of these wood beams were missing. You can see the old iron. I guess that's iron or steel, I don't know. I think this is an iron bridge. I'll have to ask Jerry. But they have collapsed over the years. I guess maybe trees have fallen on them. I gotta watch my step here. You can see the nails. Here's an area where there's some shifting of boards. I don't know how far I'm gonna go across this. This is stepping out of my comfort zone. And my grandbaby really put my injured knee to the test this weekend. Ooh. So there's an old board just laying right here in the center. I don't know where it came from. So the wheels of your car are supposed to go along this path. So you're driving across on these boards. And you can see right there, there's a section where there's no board. But there's the water. It's a beautiful morning. And I think I'm gonna slowly turn around and make my way back to the rental car. But this is what my husband grew up with and around in southern Arkansas. Just wanted to share a little bit. And speaking of old things, here we have the 1897 Gurdon gel. It's very noisy here because this is a logging community. And everybody's out and about this morning now. So I hope you can hear me over the noise. So it looks like a brick structure. I wonder what kind of stories this place could tell us. What kind of criminals were in this jail behind that window? I'm afraid to get too close because I'm not sure what's poison ivy and what's not. I got my new tennis shoes on and the grass is pretty wet. I may make Jerry get out and look. So I believe that says Gurdon Calaboose. And I can't see what it says about restoration. Restored in 1985? Now that says it was built in 1908. I don't know what the 1897 is. Another historical looking building. For a little town, this town is loud. But the First National Bank here. And you may wonder why there are black cats. Because this town is known as the something about the hoo-hoo branch. I think it has something to do with lumber, I'm not sure. Look at the stones in there. The old cash register. Looks like they're got some modern computers in there too, so I don't know what they're doing in here now. But look at that. So cool. Such a cool building. I like old structures. Okay, I showed you the cats on that bank building. This is what I was trying to say. It's the Hoo-Hoo International. So this is the International Order of Hoo-Hoo. So I don't know what a hoo-hoo is.
It's a logging, it's a timber logging
organization. Club, kind of like a lodge.
If I'm not mistaken, and I could be, you'll have to check your history, but I think there's actually a hoo-hoo in Alaska.
Wow.
It's got to do
Hooty hoo-hoo.
Hooty hoo-hoo.
Anyway, that's why the black cats on that bank back there
And
as
there's
well.
a statue down there by the railroad.
Of a hoo-hoo?
Yeah.
Alright, so
You want to go in there and take a picture of the...
let's go see this hoo-hoo statue.
It may actually give you some information on it.
Well, Norm's place here is for sale. Let's check out what they've got here in the window. Very interesting. That is the Gurdon train station. Jerry says it's still active. You see a lot of Amtrak trains come through here. They don't use it as a train station per se anymore. It's more of a office building for the Union Pacific Railroad, I believe. All right, here is the Hoo-Hoo Monument. A little closer to the railroad depot here. CA 1917. As I was looking what CA means on the bank back there, no, not the bank, on the jail, it means an approximate date. Across the way you can see another mural dedicated to the Hoo-Hoo. So it's the Fraternal Order of Lumbermen is what the Hoo-Hoo is.
Those aligned in industries and having for it the object of promotion of the health, of happiness, and long life of its members.
You see it down there on the bottom, it says that this tablet was erected in Gurdon, Arkansas by the Hoo-Hoo, September 9th.
That's interesting. George K. Smith. My grandfather's name was George Tom Smith.
I bet there's some connection
I'll have to ask my dad what.
As you can see, that building has seen better days. The roof has collapsed. And that one has been gutted. And looks like Norm's place, which we saw a little bit earlier, is falling in. Really stinks right here. Smells of a lot of mold, mildew. Shoot. We just caught the tail end of the bells here at the First Presbyterian Church, a historic church in and of itself. To continue our Backroads journey here in Arkansas, southern Arkansas, we're here at Tates Bluff Presbyterian Church. It is still an active church. But it sort of takes you back in time. Just out here, really in the middle of nowhere.